Hey guys, how's it going? It is going to be a very mellow day in the garden. Brent and I were just looking this morning at progress we've made in the garden. And it's funny because Brent and I, we just kind of have been going and going and going and going. And I was looking back at the garden and January, nothing was here. None of this was here in January, which is crazy that we've done all of that since January. The lawn wasn't here. The irrigation had gone in, I think, like middle of January, something like that. And then I was looking back to 2 months ago. And then 3 months ago, we had started taking out the chicken coop, which is crazy. We were looking back at photos. So 3 months ago, no greenhouse. And then the beginning of the year, I had gone to the Northwest Flower Garden Show and I had talked to some of the people at BC Greenhouse, and I was like, just chatting with them. It wasn't even something like a conversation of, oh yeah, I want a greenhouse. It was just like me learning about their greenhouse. I thought they were so pretty. My friend Chai Ming had one. And then after that, they were like, hey, do you want to talk about you possibly having a greenhouse? And so it's been crazy that this has all just happened so fast. I kind of forget to take a moment and remember how fast this has all come and how fast it has all come together. We're moving at kind of lightning speed, and it's moving so fast that we kind of forget to slow down and enjoy the process and just enjoy the garden. And I feel like every day it is something big that is happening around here. So today I want to have what used to be some of my favorite days in the garden, which are very, very mellow days in the garden. Just kind of moseying around, doing a few little things. I talked about I want to pull the weeds out of the grass. So I'm going to do a little bit of that today. Our irrigation wasn't supposed to go off and it went off on accident. We killed the wrong schedule. And so the grass is a little bit wet. I don't love pulling weeds in the wet grass, but I want to start pulling some of the weeds out of it. And then I want to make the ivy espalier today, the one that I want to do. So we're going to cut out some of the branches off the willow tree. There's a helicopter or something. We'll do that today. My new table is supposed to arrive today. We'll see when it gets here. So I think that that's going to be our mellow day today, is just pulling some weeds, doing the ivy espalier thing that I want, not the ivy espalier, doing the ivy topiary that I want to create, and our new table coming. We're also still under attack by pests, and so I am going to spray BT this evening. So I'll take you guys along with me for that. Got to spray BT on my petunias. We're noticing still some more budworm damage. They're coming in. They're really happy this year, the budworms. I just created a perfect environment for them. Let me show you guys the weeds that I gotta get out of the lawn. So this is our aviary lawn. This is, honestly, like, it's just nice to have a little restful section of lawn and not like a excessive amount of lawn. It's nice, it's perfect. We don't use it for anything. The dogs don't even go to the bathroom here. They go to the bathroom in the lawn that's always dry right there, which eventually all of that will be patio area. And they rarely ever come over here. They don't even lay in the lawn. So Freya really prefers to lay over here in the gravel. She loves to lay right there in full sun and sunbathe. That's kind of what she's deemed as her spot. And then they're usually under the gazebo with us. But this lawn it's all brand new, pretty much lawn, but there is some crabgrass in here. And so I got to come in and pull all of this. So I've already pulled a couple pieces out of it. And I just tend to hand pull it, but see how it just created this hole in the lawn? That's what this stuff does. The grass can't actually compete with it, and it grows so fast. And then when it gets too big, you guys are gonna see I've got some really big areas where this stuff is at. Oh, come on. It just creates these big holes in the lawn. So my lawn's about to look a little bit tore up because I'm gonna pull it. Like, this whole section right here is probably going to be a lot of dirt. There's probably not gonna be a whole lot of grass in there. There's a lot there. There's some big ones there. There was a really big one that I pulled right here, and that's just what it does, is it just leaves these holes because this stuff just smothers out your normal lawn. So we got to get this taken care of. Like you can see, look, there's going to be a hole here. Watch. See? Now there's a hole in the lawn. So it's best to keep up on it. I just didn't keep up on it back here. I just kind of like said, we'll get to it when we get to it. And we never actually got to it. So most of the lawn is good. There's a couple pieces over there. Most of this section is good. The biggest issue is over here. So this is kind of our big issue. So that corner is about to be really tore up, and I will put some new seed down. It's not the most ideal time for seed, but this is when we'll put it down. And she's eating grass for some reason. Also, look at my volunteer sunflower. I left it. She is massive. I've got one here, and then I've got one on the other side of that bed. It came because we have this bird feeder right here, and there's sunflower seeds in it. We don't feed the birds during the growing season, like right now, but we do feed them in the fall, and we always try to keep them fed during the winter and springtime. So they dropped a seed, and I just kind of like let it do its thing. And so we got a volunteer sunflower right here, and then there's another one over here that's done blooming. Where is it? She finished blooming, and you can see these. So there's the main big flower, and then all of these are individual flowers. And if I pop these off, look at all those are sunflower seeds in there. How cool is that? Also, hearing the cicadas, I will never get over that sound. It grosses me out so badly. I've got a friend who she lives in the South. Her name's Claudia, and her Instagram stories are always like cicadas, and it just blows my mind because I'm sure she's like so used to the sound. But every time I hear her stories, the cicadas, and it's only time they only go off when I get really loud out here. But her cicadas are like always going, and I see other people like in the South, and their cicadas are always going, and I'm like, I would lose my ever-loving mind just hearing that sound that they make all the time. So anybody who's dealing with cicadas, I don't know how you deal with it, because I would probably be locked up. Okay, that took me 33 minutes to get that done. Super fast. I don't know why I was putting it off. It's not like it took forever. It literally took 33 minutes. And that was 33 minutes of pulling weeds, seeding it, putting some soil down on top of the seed, and filming this. So it probably would have taken me, I don't know, 20 minutes, 20 minutes-ish probably, 25 minutes at most maybe, to do this without filming. So now my grass doesn't have any of the crabgrass in it, and I can now move on to the next project, and it's not something that I will stare at and think about every single time. Now my grass can just recover, fill in those patches, and the one patch where there was a ton of it actually was way less worse than I thought it was going to be. It was actually totally fine. Let me show you guys. So this is the section where I just pulled out a whole bunch, and I mean, granted, like right here, there's like a lot of soil on top of the grass. So once I water it in, it's gonna the soil will settle down a little bit, but there's way less patches. I honestly thought all of this was gonna be gone. So I'm happy with that. Hopefully in about 2 weeks, we start to see some grass growing. This is not the most ideal summertime to be growing grass, but because we are under 100 degrees, the grass should germinate quickly and be able to grow and survive. If we were over 100, I would probably not do it. For us, we can start growing grass in the fall time, which is super weird. And then we can also grow it in the springtime, but in the summertime, it usually, it doesn't start out so well, but we're under 100, so it should be totally fine. And this is the first year I have ever in my life seen July be in the 80s and 90s. So weird. I'm very, very grateful for it. We've been well into 115 degrees in previous years. So it feels like nice, cool weather, which is really weird. It's kind of been the talk with everybody, because we had a day that was 86 degrees and everyone was freaking out. We were like, what is going on? I mean, we're not complaining. We're really enjoying it, but really weird. So anyways, yeah, so the grass should be able to grow during the summertime, which is nice. So we use the Scott's Grass Seed Tall Fescue mix. We use Fescue, it's evergreen for us. I think Fescue, don't quote me on this, I just know it works for us, but I think Fescue is the one that's evergreen for a lot of people. But I know a lot of people use Bermuda grass as their grass because you can keep it really short. I think that's what they use on golf courses, which is also an evergreen for us here. But I know in other parts of the United States, people will use Bermuda grass and it dies back to brown in the wintertime. And so we get a lot of questions in the wintertime, how is our grass still green? It's because we use Fescue, but we also don't get snow. So I don't know how Fescue works in really cold climates, but it does work for us as an evergreen lawn year round. Before I go do the topiary thing today that I want to do, I would like to go around and fertilize a little bit. So I'm going to fertilize some plants. I would like to fertilize my roses. They could really use a feeding right now. So I'm going to go in with the Stone Rose Tone. I have a little tiny bit of this left. This is what I've used for years on my roses. I love this stuff. It's not always available for me to find easily. This stuff is always available for me to find super easy. So this is the Stone Rose and Flower Food. So on roses, I try to go with something that's formulated for roses specifically. So I'm just gonna give all my roses just a little quick feeding today. They will benefit from a summer feeding. It'll continue to help them produce lots of blooms this year. And then I'm also going to go in with some holly tone on my hydrangeas. So I was talking to a friend who all she does is grow hydrangeas, and this is what she uses on her hydrangeas is holly tone. I already had a bag of it, so that's perfect. So it says evergreen and azalea food, so it's made for evergreens, azaleas, and things like that. But it also says hydrangeas and a whole bunch of other things, strawberries, spruces, magnolias, so things like that. I'm actually just going to do just my hydrangeas today. So I just want to get hydrangeas and roses done. The hydrangeas will benefit from a little summer feeding. I'm not a pro at hydrangeas. I don't know everything, but my friend who grows beautiful hydrangeas, this is what she uses, and she does a little summer feeding. So we're going to hop on and do this. And then I just follow the instructions on the back of the bag-ish adjacent. And so I just kind of sprinkle some around my roses, and this is the first time I'm fertilizing my hydrangeas in the summer, so I will also just be sprinkling some around the hydrangeas. So while I was doing my hydrangeas, the table showed up, and it's really funny because the packing slips are all on the top, and then the arrows, there's arrows on the other side too that show that this box should be the other way around. It shows that this is the bottom, and it says keep the other side upwards, and yeah, they put the packing slips upside down, so that's cool. We're gonna get this open now. And I'm excited to build this because then I can put it in the greenhouse right now, and then I can build my topiaries that I want to build on this evening. So I didn't think that this table was going to show up until like later tonight. I didn't think it was going to be here till the end of the day. So this is great. I'm so excited. I hope it's all in one piece. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. I think it is going to be perfect. See it? Well, here is the new table. It's from World Market. I think it's perfect. I could not be happier with it. It has a cast iron base and then this pole right here, and then it has a marble top, and the marble on here is really pretty. It shows up a lot darker on camera. I don't know why it's so dark on camera. It's not as like prominent, all the speckling, which is kind of weird on camera. Yeah, on camera, that doesn't look great. In real life, it's perfect. I could not be happier with this. It is beautiful. It came, I mean, even on camera, it's actually not that bad. But it is really pretty. Like this spot, you can barely see in real life. This one, you can't even see. Like that's, yeah. So the spots are much, much darker. I don't know why they're darker, but I don't even care. That's what the greenhouse needed. Let's go set it up in the greenhouse now. Actually, before we do that, I need to not get ahead of myself. I still have to go fertilize one rose in the front yard. I'll just do that off camera though. I mean, you get the point. So throw your fertilizer around. If you were able to, rough up the area. I did it in my container. A lot of these other ones I wasn't really able to get in there, but if you can throw your fertilizer down around your hydrangeas or your roses, and you can rough it up into the soil and then water it in, that's gonna be really helpful. At minimum, water in the fertilizer so it doesn't just sit on top of the soil, so it can kind of work its way down just a little bit. So I went ahead and I did water everything. I think I only showed you guys maybe 2 or 3 plants that I watered, but everything got watered in. Everything is fertilized now. My hands rake like fertilizer. I think I'm gonna wait because the greenhouse is in full sun right now, so it's a little bit toasty in there to put that table in. So we'll come back this evening when it's cooled down a little bit, and we'll put the table in, and then we will build the topiary that I want to build for the not the wire vine, the ivy. Not the word. Anyways, yeah, table is perfect. I'm so happy it's here. that's gonna be perfect. I originally thought that I wanted it over in the corner and we could just sit in the corner, enjoy our coffee or whatever, have some breakfast out here in the mornings. But I think center is actually gonna be really nice. So I still do want plants in here. But during the summer months, it's not going to be possible to really have too many plants in here. It's gonna get too hot. I'm already looking at shades options for this right here. We're definitely gonna need some type of shading. So I think that'll be really nice though. I do want plants in here during the summer, not possible. During the spring and winter time, this is going to be just full of plants, but I still want to be able to sit out here and enjoy it. I saw some people who were asking, why are you figuring out tables and chairs and things to sit in here when it's a greenhouse? Well, it's going to be more an extension of our home plus a greenhouse. And then this whole side is going to be one really long counter, the entire length here. I will have a sink over on this side and it'll all just be workspace for starting seeds and growing things. I'll get some shelving in here for seedlings and grow lights. I've already decided this winter I'm gonna have a Christmas tree over in this corner to be able to see it. I might even then move the table and maybe do the Christmas tree front and center. I don't know. It's going to be a greenhouse / extension of our home. We don't have it cooled, we don't have it heated. I'm just gonna get a really nice looking fan and make it so that there's lots of airflow in here. We usually have the doors open. The doors do have screens right here, so those can just be open, and that stays open pretty much 24/7. And then it's got lots of vents. But we'll come back this evening when there's a bit more shade in here, and we'll use the new table, and I will create the topiary that I wanna create. I just came over here, and I think something killed this coneflower. I just planted it yesterday, and look at this. Something came through and chewed off this plant. And this is like super wobbly, and I noticed, I don't think you can tell on camera, there's like a tunnel, it looks right there. Some little turd, oh my gosh. I'm gonna lose my ever-loving mind. These gophers, you guys, have been so bad. I think I'm gonna have to come in and hack this in half because I'm seeing lots of wilting happening. Like, oh, that's so frustrating. $13 down the drain. Okay, the greenhouse is mostly in shade now. So I've got the doors open. We'll do the project in there, but I'm gonna use this champagne bucket that I've got. I think that will be really pretty. I wanna build this ivy topiary sphere. And so I'm gonna grab some willow branches really quick. I'm gonna set my stuff down. I've got a thing of paddle wire, my bucket. I have 2 of these ivies. I've got some soil, and then I think I'm gonna go inside and grab the preserved moss that I have, and I'll use that on the very top of this, kind of as like a decorative piece so you don't see the soil. And I just need to harvest some willow branches really quickly, and then I can start forming it, and then I can wrap my ivy around it. So let's go ahead and harvest some of this willow branch, and then we can start building this. Are you kidding me? It looks so good. This is exactly what I had envisioned, just with more ivy, but I think doing 2 of them might have been a little bit of overkill. I think that the wreath is a perfect size. I wanted it to be kind of big, but not like psychotic big. I think it's big. I probably could have gone maybe like 10% smaller, like just a little bit, but I'm not mad at it. I honestly wouldn't change it. I'm very, very pleased with it. I think it's really pretty. I love the use of the champagne bucket. I think that's really cool. And then for the first time, really trying to make like a willow wreath, I think that turned out really nice. Now those will all turn brown. I honestly expect some of them to take root, especially the ones that I did down here. I shoved some in here, so you can see like that piece right there. I expect that to take root. And then I did one that I wrapped, so you can see this piece right here. I shoved it into the soil and then I wrapped it, and honestly, that will also probably take root. It'll be fine. I'll just come in and pinch off anywhere that it's growing. And then same thing, if I see some growth happening down here, I'll come in and pinch all of that off. Topped it off with some preserved moss, wrapped my ivy around it, and I think it is perfect. I think it's fun. I think it's a little bit classy. I need new chairs. These are not the permanent chairs for it, but I do love it. I love the small table. I love having it front and center like this. Let me turn the chandelier on. Front and center, chandelier up there. I think we're good. I'm so happy with it. Very, very pleased with how that turned out. I honestly am probably gonna eat dinner out here tonight, if we're being honest. So I think that's gonna be it for this video. It was very productive. My table came way earlier than I thought it was gonna come. The perfect little bistro table. I love it. I'm watching a hummingbird. Oh my gosh. They're always on this fountain that we have. Always just right at the top. I love it. Anyways, it was very nice to be in the greenhouse. It was definitely warm. I need some type of air movement. Now we have power in here, so I will have a fan. I'm gonna order a fan and I will get some type of air movement. That's the biggest issue. It's actually really nice with the doors open and all the vents open. It's about the same temperature inside the greenhouse as it is outside because I have these double doors, which is really nice. So, first official project in the greenhouse, table, the wreath. I love it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for visiting our garden, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.